One of the most radical things you can do is really listen to someone. This is a quote by Katrina vanden Heuvel. Katrina vanden Heuvel is a Democratic columnist for a number of different media platforms. Through this quote, it's obvious that she believes listening is powerful and she utilizes her platform to be heard. Her variety of ethos, diction, and pathos help to persuade her audience that her opinions are meaningful and best for our country. First, she uses ethos. Katrina vanden Heuvel includes names when she discusses Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. She talks about colleges that they went to and spoke at. This helps to show that they're making efforts to make change and that they're not just sitting around doing nothing, and it really builds her credibility. Also, she lists, she uses the powerful tool of listing in one of her columns. She discusses everything that she thinks is wrong with President Trump's plan, and she just lists it in one sentence, and this helps to get all of her points out and to show that she has reasoning and she's not just like making up things as she goes along. She really actually has reasoning. So next, she uses diction. So first, she tries to convince her audience in one of her columns. To convince her audience, she uses cause and effect in her in one of her paragraphs. I will have a quote up on the board. She uses her choice of words is Trump in the White House, ... Democrats will be blocked. So this kind of shows that there's like with Trump in the White House, like all Democrats are blocked, and it helps her audience to be like, oh wow, like we don't really have any other choice. And it kind of makes them like this cause and effect reasoning helps them to understand like why she is right, and it really like strengthens her argument. Next, she uses a metaphor when she states ... much more concerned about kitchen table issues. So this quote helps to help the reader to understand more, because when you're talking about politics, you throw out a lot of words and there's just like a lot going on. So it's kind of hard to understand what people are talking about sometimes. So this metaphor, it's really simple, but it helps her audience to feel understood, and it kind of like makes it make more sense for them so they understand what she's talking about. Next, she uses amplification. So she pushes her claims to her audience through amplification. She uses apostrophes when she discusses things that she agrees with. I mean, doesn't agree with, because it kind of like, it's like, oh, okay, I guess, if that makes sense. But that helps push her claim to her audience of why she's right and why what she's saying makes sense. So then she uses wit in her quote. She's kind of sarcastic. She says, though the rhetoric sounds perilously like an invitation. So this quote of wit helps to undermine the opposing views. And she's just kind of, so as a reader reading that, you'd think, oh, okay, like if I was thinking that, I'd be wrong, because, you know, her sarcasm kind of pushes it in your face. So finally, for her diction, she uses connotations. So she establishes trust with her reader, and then she's able to push her viewpoints onto their side. They're using negative connotations with what she doesn't agree with and positive connotations with what she does agree with. So these, her choice of words really helps to show her point of view and to make her readers feel like she's right. Finally, she uses pathos. First, she pulls a pity card for one of her arguments. She discusses about like Republicans passing a law will make it much worse for Democrats, and this makes the reader feel oppressed and want to fight back. And then she brings up the touchy subject of inequality, and she discusses how with the tax cuts, people that, like, white people will be at much more of an advantage than people of other races, and that really makes her readers feel like it persuades them and makes them feel cared for and fuels their want to fight back. And then finally, she ends with talking about a current issue about immigration and the separation between parents and children. And this really helps to show that she wants the best for her audience and she cares about family and like these major issues that are going on. And that really strengthens her argument as well. So overall, Katrina vanden Heuvel displays her opinions and sways her readers through her rhetoric. And her rhetoric is mainly based on persuading her audience and making them feel cared for.